and welcome back to the Suddenly Twenties podcast, episode 10.
This is our final episode. I'm like happy and sad, I guess. It's like bittersweet.
Yeah, I'm sad. Like, we are just taking a very well-deserved break over Christmas and New Year's, as everyone is. So, like, yeah, we are. It's not like we're done and it's our last episode forever, but we do just know that we need a break and we want to focus on, like, rebranding and stuff like that too, because because
we started during COVID and we had a lot of plans that we weren't able to do, so a rebrand will be really good. So the only reason why I'm happy is because I'm like, oh my god, we have a podcast. Like, the fact that we're like, we're going on a break is like, what is this actually a thing? So it's
we are
exciting.
coming back. Just know that, okay? We're not saying that we're taking a break and then not coming back, and we're not taking a break because it's too hard. We literally just want to do some bigger and better things outside of the actual recordings. So.
Exactly, yes. And we'll let you guys know some of that at the end of this episode. So keep listening and you'll find out what's to come. So, because you won't not see us. You're going to be seeing, like, probably even, like, a little bit more of us on our socials.
Get to see a different
YouTube,
side. Yeah.
So stay tuned. But, yeah, this episode, it's a mood, the category. So we're just going to do a Q&A for you guys. Last time we did a Q&A and it was really fun. So, and we had a heap of questions come through. So we're going to go through them again as well.
I just want to say thank you, everyone, so much for listening to this first season of ours. And, like, I freaking love doing this so much. It makes me really happy. And also, Shana and I will be seeing each other over New Year's, so that's really exciting.
Yes. This long-distance podcast. Woo. But, yeah, thank you all so much for supporting us. Like, the fact that we can say we have, like, a podcast is just crazy. It was a long time coming, so... Yeah. The fact that we're at this point is surreal. But it's like a part of our routine now. So when we don't record next week, we're gonna be like, what do we do?
Yeah.
But
it'll be a nice break though
for you guys.
I'm doing Vlogmas on my personal channel, so it'll probably be good to have like that extra day, because I'm trying to post a video every day from today forward, and I'm like, oh my god.
Busy. Yeah. Ooh. But let's get straight into it.
Yes.
We both have the questions up, so we're going to take it in turns asking us, but we're both going to answer the questions. So
yes.
You'll hear both about How do you cope with stress?
Do you want to start?
How does anyone cope with stress? I knew you were going to say that. Literally last episode Q&A. Do you want to start?
Sorry. No,
how do I cope with stress?
Fine.
It helps when you can pick up that you're stressing, because I mean when you're stressing a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of like subconscious stress that you kind of don't feel. I feel like I've noticed that for me anyway. Like, I will feel like I will think I'm not stressing, but I low-key am inside. So I feel like when I'm aware of that, it helps because I can bring myself back. And I think, I mean, in my life, my work is like the most stressful part. So I've like been working on that. Do you get really
stressed at work?
Yeah, I mean, because my job is like to keep on a time schedule, and like my job is appointment scheduled. So it's like constantly trying to run on time, but also I've got to have everything there and everything ready for every single patient. So it's like constantly thinking ahead. Like, in the moment I'm doing the work, but I'm like always thinking what's next. So that's almost where my stress comes from, is when I'm thinking too far. So when I notice myself doing that, or I notice myself like we're running late, or I need this, I need that, but I can't get up and get that because I'm like mid-procedure or I'm scrubbed in or something. So when I start thinking too far in the future is when I stress, and I try to bring myself back to the present and be like, if there is nothing I can do about it, I try and just tell myself, like, there's literally nothing I can do about that right now. because I think that's where a lot of my stress comes from. And if it's something to do with what I'm worried about, because I also stress about what I worry about in just life, then that also helps me from like bringing myself back. And there's no point of worrying about what things about you can't control and all that. So I don't know, I just try to bring myself back to the present moment. And if there's nothing I can do about it, it's really hard, but a lot of the time at work, that's what I'm saying to myself. There's nothing I can do about it right now. So just relax. So
imagine,
I guess
that's no, I like that.
If only it was that easy. Like it's not that easy, but in stressful situations, also ask for help. Like if I feel like I'm stressed because I can't do everything, then I would ask for help and all that. So
yeah, I suppose like
in that part of my life, I guess.
Yeah, it depends like what you're stressed about. Like if I'm stressed at home, like because the house is messy, I'm like, Sam, fucking clean, you know?
Oh yeah.
But then if you're like at work, I'm like, I can't be like, excuse
That's more
me,
in like my work life.
Fucking send that email. Yeah. I think I actually like, look, I don't really know how I deal with stress. I think that it really depends, and I'm still trying to learn and distinguish between stress and anxiety. For me, I think that I know more how to deal with my anxiety, like because I understand it, but stress I don't really understand. I think stress it takes me so long to actually identify that I'm stressed. Like I was planning like my sister's baby shower and a whole bunch of other stuff. I was very stressed at the end of November. And I started to feel my stomach burning. And I was like, holy shit. I was feeling so nauseous and stuff like that. And like, that was just because I hadn't realized how stressed I was for weeks leading up to like
that's what I was
everything
about
happening.
To say. Do you get any like physical signs of stress? Because
yes. Yeah.
I always feel like, and that's when I notice it too. And that's what I mean about subconsciously stressing. Like you didn't know you were stressing for 2 weeks until it got to that point. And that's what I find with myself. I'm like, I'm not stressing, like whatever. But then I'm like, but deep down I am. So there's all this subconscious shit that goes on.
I feel like I'm also stressed though about like something I'm excited for. So it's like a very fine line between being excited and working on a project, because I just like projects, you know, and planning events. So I love it. And it's like 2 days beforehand, I'm like fucked, like so stressed, but it comes out of nowhere. And I'm like, why did I do this? You know? But like, I actually, I read a book called Burnout. I haven't finished it, but the first chapter, I highly recommend it. It's all about obviously burnout and like closing the stress cycle. And the way that they like explained it is, if you're being chased by a lion, you have your like fight or flight response, which is essentially stress, right? And they say that like
I've heard a podcast on this analogy.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think it's a pretty common one, because it's like, it's why stress is like an innate biological reaction to something. It's not like what we've created in society. It just turns out that our fucking society makes us more stressed because of like the work that we have to do and like long hours and just our lifestyle. But it's a very natural response. So they always say that like every animal experiences stress, you know, when a dog's taken away from its mum, or when you're essentially in a life-threatening situation, it's meant to benefit us, you know, like we're meant to be stressed. And it puts like, and what they say is when you're stressed, it's putting all of the adrenaline into your muscles specifically so you can run from the threat, right? And it slows down every other organ so you're not wasting energy. So it slows down your digestion. It slows down like all your other organs.
And think about if you're stressed
lungs.
for like weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I reckon it's like really is a physical response, right? And it takes you so long to notice, because like, I mean, it depends on the situation. But they were talking about how like it's normal to feel that. But in today's society, because we're stressed, and that reaction is caused so often that we don't actually deal with it. We think that the only way to deal with stress is deal with the cause. But they were saying that you actually want to deal with your body, like the physical sensations, and to do a certain list of things that shows your body, like the biological side of you, that you're no longer stressed anymore and you're safe. And they say like exercise is really good with that. It shows the muscles that like, you know, it can relax now, or breathing techniques and all this kind of stuff. It was just an interesting like science and biology behind all of that. So
yeah,
highly
it's so
recommend
true. Like this day and age, we like feeling stressed is like normal almost to us. Like we don't know how to not like be aware that we're subconsciously stressed, because it's the normal feeling now.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, stress is fucked. I read the Power of Now, and I know that's like nothing really to do with stress, but it's to do with just like bringing yourself back to the present. Like it's the power of the now kind of thing. And it helps with like all aspects, like in your life, I guess, and stress being one of them, because it brings you back to the present moment and you're like, this is all I have now. And if your stress is coming from future things, it helps a lot. But I mean, it's easier said than done. Like everyone's stressed, and stress is so bad for like your body, but like it's so hard to not stress. Like it sucks.
Yeah. Well,
fucking hate stress.
Yeah. No, me too. I think like I really like the way that they said in this book that like to focus on like just like daily things that show your body that you're actually safe. Like, and I was just like, I feel like I can do that, rather than being like, I have to do all of these like 15 self-care things because XYZ said this, and you know, like, and then you get stressed out about self-care. I'm like, fuck, what a twisted world.
Yeah, actually though. Yeah. We have to, I haven't done my self-care. Now I'm stressing that I haven't done my self-care.
Yeah. You're like, I'm failing at that too. What the fuck? Like, so much to do. I need to exercise today and it's stressful. I get that.
Yeah.
Hardest thing you've had to overcome in your relationship?
Me? Am I answering this?
I can go if you want me to. Okay.
Yeah, like you've probably been thinking about this. No, I mean mine's pretty like obvious though, because Shane, I mean long distance would be ours, because we did a year of long distance. So coming from a relationship in coughs, and then Shane moving away, and then eventually starting that relationship back up with long distance was probably the hardest thing, because one, we were used to like a relationship when we're together, to then go to a relationship long distance is just so different. And I'll always say, like, no one understands long distance until they do it, because it brings out a whole new emotion. I think that's the best way to describe it. Or like a whole new feeling. And I mean, essentially all you have is like, you have to be so like put in so much effort, because that's all you have is the effort that you put in. Like, you're not seeing each other in person, so you're not getting that physical like affection or touch. So all you have is like your phone, and like, thank God we have phones and FaceTime, but like all you have in that relationship is the effort that you both put in to keep it going. And it's like it sucks because you're not with that person, so you're not like sharing those memories or moments, and then you're constantly on your phone texting because like you have to for the relationship, and it's just a whole nother thing. Like, and I remember my Instagram post when I moved to Canberra, because I eventually moved to Canberra after that year, because I was like, there's no way I'm continuously doing long distance. It was either I do long distance or I moved to Canberra. So, and I moved, and I just remember posting this Insta post being like, we finally get to have like a normal relationship, or like like a quotations normal relationship, because it just felt so good. And I just feel like you don't understand how hard long distance is until you go through it. And even my sister said the other day, she was like, oh, I haven't seen my boyfriend for like 5 days because he was sick and he had to get a COVID test, so she couldn't see him. And I was like, try a year, like just as a joke, like, oh, try a year.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
Well, that's the thing.
No, I
reckon I would never do it again. Yeah.
100%. I said the same thing. I said, I will never, ever do it again. It's just like the feelings and like that you get because like you trust them, but you're not there. And then you're constant overthinking. Too. If you think you overthink now and you're in a relationship that you're like with a person, like wait till you do long distance. It literally makes you psycho, I swear. But it was funny because Kira said, no, I would literally feel like I'm angry all the time because I can't see them. Yeah. Like, that's exactly kind of what it is like because you're just like, why can't they just be here or you be there or we do this together? And it's just so hard. So for anyone doing long distance out there, I applaud you and keep going because it does work out. It just it's just the effort is required and it helps when there is an end date, like, you know, someone's moving or you're able to see each other. Because Shay and I weren't seeing each other for months apart. So at least 3 months apart. I reckon we saw each other a handful of times in a year. So that made it even harder because I know some long distance relationships, it's like, oh, we see each other every 4 weeks. And that helps because the countdown's only 4 weeks. But for people that don't have that holiday coming up or the moving date coming up, it's so hard to keep going. But yeah, it definitely, communication is the biggest thing ever. And yes, so I applaud you guys doing it. And you can do it. You can do it, but it's bloody hard.
I reckon it really is hard. And like add in like a time difference. I remember when I was with my ex and we had like 4 hours between us and it would be like, you know, when I wake up for school, he was like in class, and then when he had lunch or when he finished school, I was in school, and then he'd be at training when I was like finishing school, and then he'd be in bed hard. And it was like really awkward timing, like the 4 hours. But yeah, I would never do it again. And I'm convinced long distance changes you as a person.
Oh, it does. At least for a while. Like I think back now and I'm like, oh, it's been 3 years since I did long distance. And I'm like, oh, I could almost think back and I know that was hard and I told myself I would never do it again. But I've kind of grown out of it. Like it did change me as a person, but now I'm like grown into a different person. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, it definitely changes you as a person. You see everything so differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will never fucking do that again. Never do that again. Fuck that. Unless it was like the shortest amount of time. We're going to do a long distance episode. Yeah, not to discourage. It's just, you just definitely need communication and the effort needs to be there. Otherwise, like simply it just will not work because you're not getting essentially any love language, really.
I'd say the hardest thing for Sam and I was definitely getting over the first year of our relationship because our honeymoon phase was like really intense, like not for me, but he was very, very like clingy and jealous and like totally not who he is today. Like because of my previous relationship, I actually really liked him being jealous and protective. Like it was a lot. Like I think he's embarrassed about it now, but really it would like we'd have fights if I was talking to another guy at a party kind of thing. So I didn't like it.
That was because of his past relationship
too. Yeah. So like the beginning of our relationship was really hard because he came into our relationship with only memories from a really unfaithful relationship prior. So he was really like jealous, like
trust issues.
Yeah, he had such bad trust issues. And eventually when I showed him like, hey, I'm actually like a loyal person. I love you and I'm here. And like at the beginning I had to just do what he said, not like only because I cared and I could see how anxious and upset he was. And like he couldn't control it. Like he was genuinely hurt. And I know what it's like to have anxiety so bad that when I would see it in him, I was like, I don't want to cause him that. And like, okay, if that means that I don't talk to like these people at a party, or just, it was really intense. Like, and then once I proved to him that I was there, and like that I would actually listen and do what he wanted to make him happy. And that sounds, I feel like people can interpret that whole thing really wrong. Like, I just mean, like, he had past trauma we had to work through, and I was there and supported him. But then the next phase became Sam becoming comfortable, and like, my past trauma from like previous relationships came back, and I was like, oh my fucking God, he's fallen out of love with me. Like, everyone has, I'm too much for people, like all this stuff. So then we went through another like 6 months of intensely like me being emotional and let down and stuff like that this time. And Sam, unlike me with us at the beginning, he was less receptive and conscious of it. So it took a while to get out of, and we were trapped in this cycle that was like just so bad. And we had to have a chat, like a really big conversation where I just said, honestly, like, you're not who I thought I was dating. And he was like, that's fucked. And then we've been on the mend ever since, I suppose. But yeah, that was very hard.
Past trauma is probably the hardest. I mean, for anyone, that would be so hard to overcome, because you've been like through all this with one person. How do you know that there are people out there that aren't the same? And you're so scared to go through those emotions again. Yeah.
And you've got to really admit and just be like, it's not you, it's my past relationship. Like, I think that just being really honest about how your past relationships have hurt you.
Honest and open.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, you know, you end up taking stuff out on that person who actually hasn't really broken your trust or done what you're just very sensitive towards.
Yeah. But I think it's really good that you guys can have those chats. Like, it's not just oh, no, this isn't working, let's leave. This is like how I'm feeling, this is why, and I need like you to be aware and do this, because like I want to be with you, but it's just like past issues that aren't letting me, you know. But
yeah, like the way that we worked through it was, I actually created this like little worksheet thing for us where like we each had to complete one of those sheets for ourselves, but also for the other person.
So we're going to have an episode of how Steph does her communication with her boyfriend, because everyone literally needs these documents in their life and in their relationships. We'll have them in the show notes. Yes. I'm like, why haven't I got this like Google Sheets full of all of them? Because you just know how to connect on a different level and actually help the guy understand. But so we're gonna like maybe even do an episode on that, because I feel like a lot of people will benefit. Like, I'm not even kidding. Yeah. A lot of people will benefit from that. So
I reckon we should, and we can get Sam to come on and like mention how he responds to it too. Because don't get me wrong, Sam's like an intelligent guy, but he is like so fucking stupid sometimes as well. You know what I mean? Like, I say that with love. Like, I've had to work on him to figure out how to like tap into the male brain, and I feel like I've got that. Yeah, you have. It's weird. I reckon I have. Like, that's, it's not
amazing.
Like, yeah.
What is your 5-year plan? I love how I just said like thinking into the future stresses me. I'm like, what's my 5-year plan?
Fuck. How old will I be in 5 years? 28? Yes. I reckon my 5-year plan is to have lived overseas by then. And I would really like to be able to like do YouTube full time, and also to be able to successfully run the business that I started with Freya, the September Collective. I've got lots of big plans for that. And then also this podcast being like something that can actually sustain an income and help us grow and get better and have a lovely audience. yeah, that's pretty much it. And also to continue working where I'm working. I never want to leave there either. So just, I don't know.
That's good.
Exactly
wow,
where I am.
gal.
Just travel as well and have lived overseas. That's pretty much the only difference between where I am now.
This is me just thinking on the spot. So I will have travelled to a lot more countries. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I lived overseas. And then hopefully I'll be out of my 9 to 5 and either pursuing modelling or doing my businesses full time pretty much, and like including this podcast as well. So yes, I think, I mean, maybe 5 years. Shane and I will probably be engaged by 5 years. He says like it's another 8, so I'm like, it's definitely not another 8 because we've been dating for 5 years. So
that would be fucked. 13 years and not engaged.
How funny is that? But I don't think we'll be married. I mean, we might be, but I mean, at the moment, right now, I don't need to be engaged. Like, I don't feel the need for that. But in 5 years, I probably will. And then 27. Yeah. So traveling and then pursuing, my passions as my full-time work.
Yes. I love it. You can see why we're friends.
Healthy and happy. Yeah. Healthy and happy are the main ones, as long as we're, family, friends, and I are all happy and healthy.
Thoughts on people that don't like rice and veggies?
What? I don't know. I don't love veggies. I mean, actually, I love most of them. I don't like some of them, but I eat them because they're good for you. So I feel like if you don't eat veggies, I'm like, how are you still living?
Like,
that's my...
Yeah. I'm like, I like both,
you know what I mean?
But I don't like them plain without sauce and flavour, like healthy style. I'm like, put some veggies in a curry and with rice, I'll fucking
make it yum.
Chomp that up. Yeah.
I'll eat that.
I do like it. I just... Yeah.
Thoughts on the people, though? I'm like, random. What do you enjoy the most?
Hanging out with friends.
Step your face.
It's
what
so
do
broad.
You enjoy
I'm like,
the most?
Watching my YouTube channel grow and having people comment on my videos, making me feel like all their hard work that I put in is actually helping people, and me being vulnerable about my mental health and physical health online actually paying off.
Love that. Yes. That is really enjoyable. Because all your hard work is definitely paying off 100%.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What about you?
For me, what am I enjoying the most? I mean, I just love that I'm like living up in the Gold Coast. So, love the lifestyle. And just kind of like living in the moment I've been trying to do. So, I feel like that really makes me happy to like live every day as much as I can in the moment, because then I do enjoy the day much more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, just hanging out with my friends and doing the things I love to do. And I just love that I've actually started the things I've wanted to do. So that's really, really good feeling.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what we've learnt from this podcast this year. I feel like we've grown so much from starting this. Like thinking back to our first episode, or even before that when we were starting up, like we're completely different.
Yeah, well, like I've learned how to edit a podcast. I know what an RSS feed is. I know how you upload on Spotify, which I thought you like would go onto the app and hit, upload.
But that's not a thing.
Yeah, I've learned how well Shana and I work together as a team. Like, holy shit, our skills are so like similar in talent level, but they're utilized in such different ways that we can make such a great like team. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's because we're both in the like content or creativity side of things, but we do different ends of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just like fit together perfectly. So that's really good to know that we can work together well, because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Future projects. So
yeah, exactly.
That's exciting. And then, we probably can talk better. I hope you guys think we sound all right, because our first episode, we probably look back and cringe because we literally just jumped on and had a drink and we're like, let's introduce this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you guys for like sticking by us and watching us grow. But we have a lot coming up over this break, which we can fill you guys in on now.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead? Because I feel like a lot of it's on your side.
Yes. So we are going to be, like, while we won't be posting episodes just for the next few weeks while we take a little bit of a recording break, we are going to be posting YouTube videos, probably maybe weekly or once, just a few times throughout the next break. I don't know if we can commit to like when exactly they'll be posted. We vlogged the whole starting a podcast process, so that'll be a video that comes out, and then we have a video that Shana and I filmed ages ago on content creating and like how we go out and get content in a day. So there's that, which we might post on YouTube, and then also just vlogging our New Year's and things like that.
Christmas, Yeah, exactly. So I'm super excited for the podcast, how we started the podcast to come out, because you guys will see like a lot of behind the scenes, and we're also going to next year do like a day or a week in a life of each of us. So then we can bring you along with what we actually do behind the scenes each week for the podcast. So that will be really cool. For you guys to see what we do as well, give you guys a little bit of an insight. But as well as YouTube, we're also going to still be on our Instagram. We're going to do some takeovers on our stories. So Steph might do like a day and then I will jump on and do a day, or even a week, like depends what we're doing. And then when we're together as well, we'll be showing you guys a lot, because that's exciting. So we'll bring you guys along for all of that. So this break is a break on our episodes, but definitely like not a break on the entire podcast, because we're still going to be on our social medias and uploading some YouTube videos. So we just want to enjoy spending time together as well, because we haven't seen each other, so better to do fun things where we're in the same camera shot than but no, that's so exciting. But is there anything else? Have we mentioned everything? But I want to say a massive thank you for everyone for listening. I think we said thank you at the start of this episode, but I didn't think we'd get this many downloads on our episodes, or viewers, or like Instagram comments and stuff. So we thank you guys so much for engaging and listening to all our episodes. We're also going to do a few polls on our Instagram for a bit of like feedback, so we can see what you guys love and do more of what you guys like, where you watch it, what you prefer to listen to or on, or everything like that, so we can be even better in season 2 of our podcast next year. So thank you guys just so much, because we love having you guys here. It's like we have like our own little family, I feel. And the same people that always like interact and engage on our content. Like, we appreciate you guys so much. We love you guys. So, and thank you for making like, well, I feel like a podcast was a dream of ours. So you guys have made like our dream reality to have you guys as listeners. So yay. It's so crazy. Such a crazy ride. But everyone have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you guys on our Instagram and our YouTube. But we'll see you guys in our episode next year. Yay. So, all right. Yes, bye. We love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye.